Welcome to the Find Your Flow podcast.
I love that. You just said, let's do it. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Welcome to Find Your Flow, Anita Fordin Giese.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So, listener, if you're watching, welcome. This is our first time trying video.
Exactly.
I'm crossing fingers and toes that this is even recording video. I have no idea.
There's always redo, do over.
But do we even need a do-over?
No.
I'm thrilled that you're here. I can't wait for people to get to know you, get to know what it is that you're doing in the world, what you're showing up and coaching, your people, your community. I'm super excited, but let me kick this off with my question. And that is, I feel like there should be a drum roll. This feels monumentous.
Yes.
Thank you very much. What does Find Your Flow mean to you?
I've been thinking about this question, actually. I want to say I've been thinking about it, but actually when I first found out that this was the question you were going to be asking, I sat down and felt like, okay, I need to get in the mode and I need to answer this question. And 3 seconds later, with that little pencil in hand, it was, oh, okay.
So simple, right?
It was so simple. So what flow to me is opening myself to my own power, letting it speak and inform my choices.
Ooh, I love that.
Thank you.
When you say your power, when your power speaks to you, first of all, what is your power? And then second of all, what does it sound like?
Well, my power, I was born with it. It's always inside you. Some people call it your intuition. Some people call it your gut. So that's what it is. And it's always there. When I was a 4-year-old girl and I knew everything there was to know, that was my power. As I got older and was questioning myself and things, that was my power saying, there's some evaluation going on here that you may not have thought of. But so that's what my power is. And what was your second half of the question?
What does it sound like?
Oh my goodness. She's usually pretty sassy.
Love her already.
Yeah, she's usually pretty sassy. And she is encouraging. She knows exactly where my mind wants me to go, because your mind and your gut are not the same. So that's why I say to inform my choices, because one cannot exist without the other.
Can you dive into that just a little bit more between the mind and the gut? And I'm sorry, but like I cut you off. I apologize.
Go right ahead.
Do you have to finish your thought? Do
No,
you
not at all.
have to finish your thought?
It's not really necessary. No. So, and now I can't finish mine because now we just went laughing. So the connection between the mind and the intuition, if you will, or my gut, is that when my mind speaks, it's always consulting. It's always yes. And it's wait, and it waits. It waits for my intuition, not necessarily to agree, not necessarily to encourage. My gut can be completely silent, and it's saying something by staying silent.
Yeah.
But it's almost like there used to be a theory that decisions are only made logically. And now we know decisions are not only made logically. There's a whole lot of facets to it. It's the same with the mind. The mind does not think in one particular realm. Your intuition plays an incredibly important role in the decisions and the choices that you make. We just never seem to stop long enough to listen because she's quiet. Sometimes she's quiet. She's sassy, but she's quiet. And
It's like,
with
get
our
it together.
exactly. And with our world as loud as it is right now, I find that
Yes.
extraordinary how loud our world is. Even when we think we're in quiet and we're
Yeah.
having a quiet moment, it's and we're an organism. We are completely organic, and our world has become so mechanical and technical, and we cannot process as an organic being in the same way, at the same pace, with the same focus as that world is going. So our intuition and our mind need to be connected to guide us through that experience.
The noise,
The noise,
to get
the
us through the
noise.
noise. I love that
Mhm.
you're speaking to that because for the last, I don't know, maybe it's been a year, maybe a little more, I have been desperate to find quiet,
Mm.
just some silence. And that quest has taken us, my husband and I, on a journey of reflection and redefining who we are, where we want to
Mhm.
be, how we want to show up, how we want to be living. All of these
Mhm.
things
Yeah.
are really coming down to, oh, I just need some quiet. And I can guarantee that I say it at least once a day, at least, and
Yeah.
with an F bomb.
Baby.
I
Yeah.
need some fucking quiet.
Thank you. Use your words. I'm using my words. I'm using my words. Thank you.
You know what I
Yeah.
love so
The quiet
much
is hard.
about following you on social media is
Mm.
literally how positive all of your posts are. They are
Thank you.
extremely empowering, and
Thank you so
they
much.
truly cause me to pause, read
Hey,
them, reflect on them, digest them, and really consider
that's
its
humbling.
impact
Thank
in my
you.
life. I mean, truly, truly, truly. So thank
Thank you
you
so
for
much.
showing up like that.
Thank you
I
so much. I'm
I
humbled by that.
Oh, lady, I am humbled by can it just be like a back patting second here, like where I can just pat you on the back? But I really am. I am humbled by pat 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 by all that you are offering. The wisdom that you share is extraordinary. I mean, it truly is. And from the first second that I
Thank you.
met you, I cannot even tell you how we were connected, listeners. We
It was
met.
crazy.
It was.
It
I
was
can't tell you what brought
woo.
it about, but we had what was supposed to be like what, a 15-minute get to meet
Oh,
each other.
yeah, and it went on and on. We're like, let's hit record.
Yeah,
Let's
I
do
was
something.
like, I feel like you're my
We
new
need to do
best friend,
something
so
with
can
this.
we just hang?
Yes. Hmm.
But all
Exactly.
right, so can you tell the listeners um where you are in the world, because I think that that's important. I really think that there's something about your surroundings, your environment,
There is.
that impacts how you show up to all of us.
I completely agree. I live in northern Italy, about an hour and a half south of Austria. If you think of the if you think of the hip, like you have the boot, right? But Italy is a hip boot, right? It's a thigh boot.
Oh, yes, it is. It's a sassy, like kinky boots kind
This
of
is
boot.
not. Yeah, this is oh my God, I love that movie. Okay, I need those red boots. Something like I cannot tell you.
So I have to be honest with you. That's my visual for you, is the boot from Kinky Boots. So it's without ever even
See?
making the connection that you were in Italy. Like, I'm just now realizing that whenever I see you, your posts, anything that has to do with you, I see those kinky boots and I absolutely love it.
God, thank you. That is the best compliment I ever heard. And that means that I'm showing up the way I really am. And that's what's most important, is that what I'm putting out there and what I hope you're
Yes.
getting from it is kinky boots.
But that's
it's
just
not
it.
just,
And I think it
yeah.
has something to do with where you are and the energy that you are literally absorbing from your surroundings and from the land. And
It could be, and but it's been a journey. It's been a journey.
do tell.
When I first came here, we were supposed to be here for 3 to 5 years. That was 22 years ago.
My God, what brought you there to begin with?
My husband and I found this opportunity to have a chiropractic practice here. He is a chiropractor, and we were looking for something new, something different. And it was Valentine's Day. This is a crazy story.
You can't make this up. You honest to God.
No, Nora Ephron wrote this for sure. So Valentine's Day, we're in the office. He's looking through a chiropractic journal. We're thinking, what's next? And we see this ad for a practice in Italy. Well, that's interesting. And just so happens that we were going to dinner where? At an Italian restaurant that night.
Of course you were.
Of course
you were.
And then over dinner, I had been to Italy twice when we saw this ad. And we were talking about it. I said, wouldn't it be neat if we could have lunch in Venice one day? 3 years later, we're like, where's the balsamic? It's so stupid. It was just stupid crazy. It took us, so we contacted the chiropractor here. Turns out that he was Canadian from the English speaking Canada. So the dialogue was opened. We came here, we visited and said, okay, let's do this. And a year later, boom, we were here, supposed to be here 3 to 5 years. And like I said, we've gone a little bit past that. It's been a little bit, and it's been a journey. And I would love to say that it's been all, sparkles, cupcakes, and unicorns. That would be a lie.
Never is.
That would be a lie. So what I'm hoping is what you feel when you read my posts or when we speak or what have you is the at this point part of that journey. Because it's never the same day to day. And most of the time I am internally, my intuition is positive and encouraging, and everything is rich and full and authentic, and everything. I don't know that everything has a purpose, but everything works together. So our being here it was working. Wasn't sure that it was working well on some days, and other days it needed a little oil and got a little rusty sometimes.
Of course.
But here we are. But that journey has led me to this moment. And we were talking earlier about the need for quiet. When we moved here, we moved from Phoenix, Arizona. But to start with, I'm a New Yorker. And I am all about that. Whatever
Born
that.
there, right?
Born there, and
it's
right,
in your cells.
it's in me.
It's in your DNA. Right.
It is. It's just what it is. What being here has given me the opportunity to have is that quiet. Because not only from the environment that I'm in, I live halfway up a mountain in the Dolomite mountain range, and my balcony looks across a valley of limestone. I can't even. I go out on my balcony every night. I'm like, oh, this is real. This is real.
I'm flabbergasted for 2 reasons right now. Number 1, just this morning, I had this thought of, is chiropractic medicine just a US thing? I literally had that question in my head.
Yeah.
Where I was like, is it something that's international? Is the practice international? Is there certification international? Like, I had all of those questions running through my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you just answered my question. And two,
but let me add to your answer. Predominantly, yes. Yes, it is United States.
Really?
Yes. Keith is the only chiropractor in Trento. And Trento is 100,000 people. There's another chiropractor in
He can't
Milan,
retire,
and
like, ever.
it looks like it. It looks like it.
You're there for another 50 years, my friend.
Mhm. Whereas, whereas in, I'll use Phoenix as an example because it's an example I
Mm.
know, there are 6,000 chiropractors in the Phoenix metropolitan area. That doesn't include
Yeah.
Scottsdale and all the other, just in that area. So it's wonderful
Amazing.
because he's had an opportunity to teach people
Yes.
what it is as
Yes.
a modality of health
Yeah.
versus what most know it as.
I mean, he's
But
introducing it to
yes,
people as opposed to
yeah,
defending it, you
he's
know?
exactly perfect way to put
Yeah.
it.
All
Exactly.
right. And
Yeah.
the second reason why I'm flabbergasted, jaw dropping, seconds before I was running late to get on here, my daughter stopped me and she said, "Oh, who are you meeting with?" And I told her about you, and she said, "Oh, does she live in the Dolomite region? Ask her if she lives in the Dolomite region." And I said,
Where did that come
"Okay."
from? That is so bizarre.
So she's extremely intuitive. She's extremely psychic. She's extremely
Yes,
extreme. She really is. She's just an
she
energy
is.
being, like, presenting in a human body.
Yeah.
But she
Well,
truly asked me, "Oh, does she live in the
then you
Dolomite?"
can tell
Ask her
her
about the Dolomite region.
emphatically yes. Yes.
Yes. So there must
Hmm.
be something there that's e centering and empowering and, um, I
I
don't
think
know, it
I think considering most of my life was lived in Arizona in a desert with
Mm.
the extremes of heat and the extremes of vegetation. And
Yeah.
when I lived there in my mind, everything was a different shade of brown, which is not true. It's just
It's not
when
good for a
you're
girl in kinky boots.
exactly, red goes so great with brown. Everyone needs a little patent leather. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Sister. But I think not just the environment that surrounds me, it's that Italian.
Mm.
Even now, even though I'm fluent in Italian, allowed me to, because it's second language, allowed me to focus here. Because all of that noise, all of the media, all of the conversations in a grocery store, they just
Yes.
didn't come in because I didn't understand it. So it was just easy to just
My God.
block it all out. I didn't even have to block it out. It just didn't come in.
Right, it just doesn't compute.
It
Yeah.
just doesn't. Which to be perfectly honest, for longer than I would like to admit, was isolating. Because
I can see that.
when you go from stereo,
Yeah.
to, sort of like being one of those boxes where you're just surrounded by acoustic silent material, that's what it
Mhm.
felt like. It was
Deprivation.
it was a deprivation. There you go, a deprivation room. That's what it felt like. It was incredibly uncomfortable and isolating and confusing. And at some point, I heard the quiet and I understood the quiet. Mhm. And it allowed me to listen to my intuition and listen to the quiet. I have, I have this, I don't know if it's a phrase or it's a state that I always return to every time it rains, and it rains often here. Adore the quiet of rain.
Okay. The other week was the first time I had truly experienced the quiet of rain. And I love rain, but when you're in your house and it's raining, you typically go, "Okay," and you turn the TV on and you hear it in the peripheral.
Mhm.
A couple weeks ago, we were walking through the woods and there, along a stream. It was just every day we take a walk out in nature so that we can
Sure.
cleanse and ground and find the silence, right?
Fantastic. Yeah.
And for the first time, I was in woods of some sort and caught in a rainstorm. And all I heard was the rain on the leaves. And, there's something miraculous in that because it's a
There's
downpour, but you don't feel much rain. You don't get very wet actually either because you're under such tree cover.
yes, it's an
So
incredible canopy.
incredible.
Yeah.
And I had to
It's in
smile. I must
it's
have looked like a
invigorating.
lunatic, but it really was.
It's invigorating, yeah.
I'm like one
And
of
it's
those,
yeah,
but it's beautiful.
it is. It has it speaks. It literally
It
speaks to
does.
it speaks to the side of you that we rarely acknowledge exists. And
Yeah.
in those moments, it's powerful. It's powerful. And that I think that's living here has given me that ability to go through the uncomfortable and the isolation, et cetera, et cetera. And now I can tune in to the quiet, tune into my intuition and listen to it, have a full conversation with it. And we very often, I find it interesting that we hear in conversations and on podcasts and social media, listening as, we need to listen or do this, but we don't know how. And I
Right.
think that's what being here has given me, is I have learned how to listen. Now, there are some people in my life might not agree, might not agree that I know how to listen. I'm not, that doesn't mean I'm just like, the Dalai Lama and I just listen. No, but it means that I've learned how to listen and why it's
Mm.
important to listen. And because so I find that in the noise that we've mentioned, the noise in the world, what has become, or what has come out of that, is what in my mind, and I don't know if I'm using the word epidemic correctly, but we suffer from the greatest epidemic, I think, that we've ever experienced. And that is disconnection. As a planet, we are so disconnected. And the path back to connection is listening, but we need to learn how to listen.
So is that something you work on with clients?
Yeah, that is the core of everything, is learning how to listen to ourselves and to each other. And
Mhm.
they don't happen independently because we don't exist that way. It dovetails with one another. But
And I
yes,
don't think you want them to be separate either. I mean, that's coming from an extremely isolating experience of my own where I think those of us who are now in that teaching phase of our existence, we had some sort of isolating time in our lives, this experience that really, I mean, it put us on the sidelines of existence
yes,
to be forced to learn how to listen so that we can now, where we are from a place of having already experienced, been there, done that, we can at
hmm
least share, okay, this is what worked for me, this is why, and maybe it'll work for you too.
yes, yes. And that's
So,
that's that's the that's the beauty of it, is I think once we start to listen, we understand that we can then teach it, and whatever it may be, whatever it is that we hear. For me, what I heard by listening was the beauty of the listening, and how
mhm.
learning to do that would have this ripple effect that just goes out from me, and I can share, and hopefully it will continue. But yeah, I agree with you. The listening starts a thing, and in this phase, like you said, in the teaching phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I once had a colleague tell me, so number of years ago, she said, Lisa, we are entering the very beginning stages of our crone phase. And I was like, what? I mean, I took such offense to that.
Words.
I said, what? Don't call me a hag. And she's like, Lisa, I never called you a hag. I was like, yeah, you did. You said crone, basically the same thing. You're calling me an old hag. And I was like, I'm not a hag. For
Let's
those
be
of
clear.
us of a certain age,
I
we
agree.
used to read these cartoons in the newspaper, and there was one about a witch named Broomhilda, and she.
Yes.
Do you remember?
I don't remember I remember. I don't remember the exact cartoon, but yes, I do remember it. Yeah, Brunhilde.
She is like the epitome of a hag to me. So when someone says, like, you're a crone, that's exactly what I pictured. I'm Broomhilda. And listener, Google Broomhilda. You will laugh hysterically at the cartoon drawing that is her.
Yes.
But now that I am a crone, I am understanding that it is A, not an insult. B, it's a total compliment, because you reach a certain level of experience where you can bring some knowledge and experience and teach from a place of having done that. So
Yeah.
here's the thing. I think that a lot of people go, okay, you want to teach me how to listen? Yeah, fan-fucking-tastic. I think I can listen. I hear a bunch of shit all the time, right? And you're like, no,
exactly.
It's not the noise, not the kind of listening that I'm talking about, really, right? And it's also not necessarily about being in a perfect state of serene peace and silence and going inside and it's not that either.
No, because like you said, that's like, how do you even get there?
Right. Like there's a bazillion steps between.
That's not how we exist.
Exactly. And unless you're a monk sitting on the top of a mountain, it's impossible. I'm sorry, but it really is. And you can strive for that, but there are a bazillion steps between point A and your point 5,000 A.
Your state of mind, yeah.
Right. Like when you literally transition in our energy, that's when you're going to release, in my opinion, that's when you're going to reach that state of serene existence.
Yeah.
So for those of us living here in the now with what seems to be the world just getting louder, which personally I take that as a good sign. The louder things get, the more angst there is, and then the more people go, wait, I think there's something wrong with living like this. And they're looking
I agree
for
with you.
some solutions.
Yeah.
Can you give them their very first step that they can, like an actionable, what can they do aside from putting themselves in a deprivation tank? And because people are doing that. They're literally doing that, right?
Yeah.
They're going into cryo
There are
tanks
spas.
and float
There are
tanks.
spas. Yeah.
Yep. Dedicated to this.
Dedicated to it. They're a little too kind of futuristic for my taste. I sort of feel like I'm getting into a pod.
I feel like I'm not even lying. I feel like I'm in a spaceship. I feel like I'm sort of like in an egg in the movie Cocoon.
They you know what? They sort of look like my iPod, my earphone case. I'm like, I don't want to get in there.
And slingshot me out into the middle of nowhere. I'm not comfortable with it, right? I'm just not.
I gotcha.
So
I'm with you, sis.
So what can we do? What can we do to find the quiet? Because I truly, truly, truly believe in the quiet space is when we are able to open the door of hope and step through into a whole new existence. But if we can't find those few moments of quiet, of deliberate conscious quiet, it's kind of tough. So,
right.
What can we do?
Well, I this is a word that's getting used and thrown around a lot, and I'm going to use it because I think people gravitate to it because they hear it a lot. But the first step toward listening, whether that be to yourself or to others, the very first is intention. And I mean it in the way of, how are you entering the conversation? Very often I hear the word intention and goal being used synonymously, and how I define it is completely
Yeah.
different. The goal is is what you're getting to. Intention is how you start.
So, listener, are you like with me? Do you get it? Do you understand now? It's these little she drops bombs of knowledge that this is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like you could say the
Yeah.
most inane thing, and I read a post and I'm like, okay, I think she just rewrote my entire day. This
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I I
It's
mean,
it,
the intention is how you start.
the intention is how you start. Whether that be a conversation within yourself or a conversation with the checker at a grocery store, your best friend, or your grandmother. How are you entering the conversation? Whether that be, are you distracted by your environment? Are you distracted by what's going on here? Or, everything is questions and answers. We wake up, we sleep, we're questions and answers, questions and answers. But if you intend to listen, let's say you're having a conversation with yourself, what are you entering the conversation to do? We're usually looking for an answer to something, whether that be what I want for dinner, what is the meaning of my life, whatever it may be. But if you enter the conversation just to listen, that changes everything. Because
Well, it
then
slows everything
it
down,
slows
doesn't it?
everything down, and it slows everything down, and it opens you up to, what am I going to hear, without
Ooh,
expectation, without judgment, without a goal. So you are creating the environment by your intention to listen.
my God. I'm truly, my mind is blown right now. Seems like such a simple
It
concept,
it
such a
it
simple
it
statement,
does.
but it's huge.
It's huge. Well, it is simple, but it's I think what it is it makes us focus our listening. We usually don't focus
Mhm.
listening because we're so busy hearing that we're not listening.
So
But when
true.
we
I think
yeah,
actually, like, we're busy trying to block it out and filter it out. So we've put up a lot
because
of
there's a lot to filter out. There's a lot of
yeah,
filtering
right?
that needs it needs to happen, because even though we want to open up, we can't open up to everything. Number one. Number two, it's dangerous. Our brain
For sure.
says it's dangerous. We can't open up to everything. So we're in this
Well, and
mode
it's an
of
assault on the senses. Like, it's
it's an
just too much.
assault. Exactly. And
Yeah.
so to just completely open up, we think we're going into a danger zone, when actually we're just opening ourselves up to ourselves. And it makes me sound, to use a phrase that you were just like, I don't want to describe. I feel like when your reaction to that is, I feel like a crone. but
Right?
but
Holy
yeah,
shit.
that's where
It's
it
such a
starts.
simple and yet impactful, what, way of living, I guess, a way of showing up.
I think it's become that way for me. Yes,
And
is
then you're not defensive, right? You're not,
your defenses come down.
totally.
You release being judgmental, and that in and of itself is pure liberation.
I often envy my husband who has this natural, uncanny ability to be able to simply just listen and not take things personally. And I am
That's
continuously
fantastic.
running the um
Script.
don't take things personally,
Mhm.
don't take it personally. This has nothing to do with you. I'm constantly reminding
Yes.
myself of those truths, knowing that they're true. But I have to remind myself continuously.
Mhm.
It's a practice. Whereas he
Yes.
just, it's just sort of his natural state of being is
Yeah.
to just
And
show up and
yeah,
listen.
I think that he's a puppy.
We love friends. We love them.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Yes, and she's making new ones.
We love
She
you.
wants us all. She wants us all to know, I'm here.
I'm here.
Yes, we're here. We're here. Welcome to the live podcast.
That's right.
Things happen. I'm going to pop off camera for a second because I'm listening to her, so I need to go let her out.
I love. I'm going to hit pause right here, listener.
Sometimes we can't.
No, I love this.
Yeah, so I love that he is like that. I know one other person that's like that just has this ability to just take it all in. And I'm fascinated by him. I'm absolutely fascinated by him.
I mean, it's like a study.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do with culture and socialization and expectation. In regard to, I don't think that you or I are alone with thinking, don't take it personally. And I think part of it too, baby, come here, Tyler, come here. I think it's also where we are trained. I mean, how often do you hear the phrase, don't take it personally? My husband says to me, he'll say something that he thinks I might not be happy about or won't agree with or whatever. He's like, no, don't take it personally. But now I almost look at him with this quizzical, kind of like dog look, like, huh, like, why would I take that personally? It's like, huh, imagine that. 'Cause yeah, no. But it, just completely had a brain meltdown for a second there. Lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
Yeah. But
that phrase for the listener, that phrase, don't take things personally, it comes from a book called The Four Agreements. And I will put that in the show notes because I do think, right? That's like, yeah,
Pablo,
it's
love the
something we should
Pablo.
all have on our shelves.
All of us.
I have a couple copies. My
Mhm.
kids have read the book. My son travels with the book. It's just, it's one of those
I have the
things.
cards too. I have the book. I have the cards. I have, yeah. Exactly.
I think they're a great tool to have. Don't take things personally.
I think it's
And
fantastic.
but that's the running script in my head. But this
Yes.
whole entering into a space, into a conversation, into a relationship of some sort, into anything, any kind of experience with the intention of simply to listen, I think sets you off on the right foot, right? You're now the
Yes.
observer, which is, I mean, hello, that's the
Yes.
ultimate. Be the observer of your own life and see
Exactly. And
the world.
right. Exactly. And it floats over not only just conversations with yourself, but it floats over into conversations that you have with others because it makes you less judgmental. You lose your expectations of that conversation. You show up and you allow them to express. And by
Isn't that
doing
so
that, it
beautiful?
allows them to in turn listen to themselves and also listen to you. So it's
Yes.
this mingling of listening. If I was to kind of take my philosophy and put it into the three biggies that we all want to be seen, heard, and understood, we have it all backwards. If you want to be heard, start listening. If you want to be seen, stop hiding. And if you want to be understood, start understanding.
I mean, okay.
That's it. That's it.
I
That's
feel
all of it
like
in that. That's it.
I mean, I knew that this would be an awesome conversation, but holy shit.
It sounds so simple. It sounds so incredibly simple. But within myself, it has taken me decades to get here.
Sure.
Being in an environment that I wasn't, and still in large part, I suppose, seen, heard, and understood. So I had to get here. And my hope is that that experience, first of all, can be shortened for a lot of people, can be a lot less painful for a lot of people, can be a lot less isolating for people. If we just think, wait, have I got it backwards? Flip it.
Just can't even right now. I really can't. But that goes to that whole crone concept too, right? We live a certain chunk of years and learn a lot, and what I call take a frying pan to the face. Um Something like knocks some sense into you, and you go,
Yeah.
oh, okay, hello, I've got to reprioritize. I've got my whole world
Yeah.
flipped upside down, right?
Yeah.
And that's my goal. Though my
Yeah.
whole purpose is like, okay, hello, um you're not meant to suffer, period. Can we just like
Not
very
what we were
quickly
put here
agree to
for.
that? You're
Yeah.
meant to heal. Hello, like starting
Yeah.
with the human body, moving all the way to the soul. You're supposed to have a beautiful, peaceful existence. And how about you just listen to the people who have been there, done that, so that it doesn't take you the 50 plus years that it's taken
Right.
us. Hello,
Right.
you know? Um,
Exactly.
I
I
love
think,
that. So
yeah.
you coach other people who are trying to show up in their lives a different way. Who are you
They're
coaching?
trying to show up
Everybody
in the
clearly could use you,
sure,
but
sure. And that's really hard, right? That's really hard. I think that I speak mostly to people who are trying to mend the relationship with with themselves and others. Whether there's actually something there that needs to be mended, we really don't know yet, because we're approaching it. Again, we're approaching these relationships within and without from a perspective that just doesn't really work. So does it need to be mended, or do we just need to listen and understand and see ourselves?
freaking love that. You know,
And yeah,
I grew up in a household where there was a lot of anger
mm,
and um violence and punishment, that that kind of childhood.
yeah.
And it, honest to God,
There's way too much of it. There's way too
yes,
much of it. Sorry.
yeah. I mean, you can watch the pendulum swing, but I
Yeah.
think in our age, and I'm 53, I'll own it, and those of our generation were probably raised at the very least being spanked, air quoting spanked. Um,
I
and
brought
it
you into this
wasn't
world. I will take you back out.
that. So that, right? That 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 sums up a lot of our
Exactly.
childhoods here. Um, whereas like I raised our kids, oh my God, I grew you. Oh my God, I love you so much. Right?
You're part of me.
And I can't let you go. And get back, right? Whatever.
I can't breathe.
There's something said terribly damaging about that concept of
Mhm.
raising children as well. I get it. Failure to thrive, the whole 9 yards, but whatever.
Yeah.
Against the tidal wave of love, our children are actually becoming humans. But
Mom, don't
but
kiss me
growing
right now.
up,
Not in front of my
I know, stop
friends.
it. You're so embarrassing.
So God.
But I'm telling you, so our and this is like a quick aside, but our son, he leaves at like 5:15 to go to work in the morning, and he's
Mm-hmm.
only home with us for the summer. But he comes in, and now I greet him. Oh my God, it's the cutest guy on the planet. Come give me a hug. This is like 5 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, oh my God,
My God.
must you? And I'm like, no, but I really mean it. I really, really mean it. And he's like, okay, dial it down. It's 5 o'clock. But whatever. But it's because of how I was raised with the, I brought you into this
Sure.
world, I can take you out of it.
Mhm.
And that could happen at any second. There's no telling, right? When that switch gets flipped. But that that level of trauma that
Mhm.
people have been raised with, that and more, because there's a whole lot that was considered acceptable that is no longer considered acceptable. And
Right.
I think that the majority of us were raised to best be seen and not heard, right? At worst, don't be seen, don't
Right.
be heard. Right? You're on this planet for God only knows what reason, because I don't want to see you and I don't want to hear you. I just want you to simply behave. Look really good in the Christmas picture and let's carry on, right? So you reach a certain age where you go, well, wait a second. I feel like I was given a voice to be able to speak and language to be able to express. And that becomes a very frightening process when you're trying to
Right.
become.
Right. Well, and I
And
think a lot of go ahead. I think
well,
a
I
lot
was
of
going to
it
say,
too is please.
that's so funny. We have a delay. That's all. Go ahead. You continue.
I think I think that also as kids, probably I would say all the way through at least freshman year in high school, if not into high school, um, we were talked at
Ooh,
and never shown how to talk with
yes.
each other. I
Yes.
mean, you just think about school, right? You sit in school and and you just it's like Bueller, right? Like, Bueller,
Bueller.
were you the right?
Bueller.
Were you the kid sleeping on the desk? I mean, which
The
one were
trickle
you?
down economics. Bueller, anyone?
Trickle down, anyone, trickle down economics. Yes, you know what I'm talking. But
Really
Ferris,
do.
but Ferris is the perfect example because Ferris understood. He listened. He knew that he understood. I mean, he understood in order to get what he wanted, he had to pretend to be the sausage king of Chicago. He,
Yes. Yes.
cause he, cause he knew. So and Ferris was excellent listening to himself. Excellent at hearing what he had to say.
You're saying this, and I'm right there with you. I'm totally agreeing, because and that movie, if listener, if you go back and you go watch this movie, it's the first time the any character spoke directly to the camera. It was the first time anyone in a movie spoke to the person who was watching it, to
And
include you
that's
into
right.
the experience.
And you just said the perfect word, to include you, because he was listening to what you were thinking already. He
Yeah,
was in there. He was already listening to you.
right?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
another holy shit moment.
Exactly. Exactly. And then if we also go back to that, look at his dad. His dad wasn't the
Oh my
I'll
God.
take you out. His dad was, you're not feeling well, wrap your head in a hot towel. Right?
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 It's okay,
So
Ferris,
so he
it's
had so
okay.
he had so he had this other kind of dad, which although we've each had our dramas and our traumas, child of divorce here and everything, I can honestly say that my dad was probably the one that, although I didn't know this was the path I would go on, that said one thing to me as a child that guided me toward where I'm at this moment. And that was Tot. He used to call me Tot. Tot, no matter how much money you have, you will always be rich. And this coming from a man who defined his success to the outside world, defined his success with all of the trappings that we in Western culture use to define success. Yet when it came to connecting to his child, that was what he said. And I have carried that with me always. And I don't know if he ever realized that moment, that statement struck an 8-year-old the way that it did, but it did. So and it was interesting because he said that to me at a moment when he gave me my first piece of fine jewelry. So it was this clarity of, this is a wonderful thing, and this is a gift I'm giving you. However, don't let it take away from this. And the
Oh,
only way we
I
can,
love-
yeah, I don't think he ever knew that. He might now.
he does now.
Yeah,
He
in his
does. He
recliner,
does now.
in his recliner up there somewhere.
That's right.
Um, but yeah, so I think he set me on this journey of, and I also think that being a child of divorce at the age of 9, I saw lots of, you see lots of things. You see lots of talking at and yelling at and courtrooms and fighting and these things. And it's all at. And no one takes the time to listen or to speak in a way that can be heard also. There's two
Sure.
sides to it. It's listening and speaking in a way that can be listened to. So when you're,
I think that goes back to your intention, right? If you're coming into any kind of interaction with the intention to listen, then you're not going in with the intention to convince, to
right,
dissuade, to persuade, to
or to
or
defend.
to defend. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. We're going in to say yes, basically. That's what listening is going in to just yes to whatever is coming. Yes. And
I had
I
this
don't know.
amazing, sorry,
No, I
the
was going to just say,
delay,
if, yeah,
the delay is
the delay.
screwing me up.
It's like, and
It was the very Mary Tyler Moore face, frozen. I love that. No, I was just going to
it's,
say
oh
I
my
had
goodness.
this amazing conversation with an improv actor and leadership um, trainer. He's a leadership coach. And the
What
whole
a great
concept of
combination.
improv. Oh,
Improv
I
and
know,
leadership.
right?
Well, because it is. And we don't
It's a
realize it.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Right.
It
And
can't all be taught and written down. That's for sure.
exactly, right? But if you go in with this concept of yes and, which is setting the intention, right? Every
That's how
improv
you're entering
actor
it.
knows.
Yeah.
Exactly. Every improv actor knows they have to show up being ready and able to listen and add to, not respond to, but to add
Mm,
to. And I think that that's
yeah.
genius.
I have a whole conversation that I have about the difference between reacting and responding and how different they are. Yet we use the words. So this is using our words. I mean, we listen and we create with words, and what the difference
Sure.
is between reacting and responding, and what we're ready to enter the conversation with. Because they're two very different things. Reacting is emotional. Responding is situational. So that's why this improv actor and leader is saying respond, because it's situational. It's bring whatever you have. Emotional, ooh, that's core. That's been brewing for a while. But when you walk in with when you enter it, when you have the intention to listen, it all falls away. It all falls away. The defensive, the wall. Not only the wall within yourself, if you're having that conversation with yourself, but with someone else. If you walk into a conversation and say, you're in your mind, I'm here to listen. Woo! There is no wall. Brick by brick, it just crumbles. And you don't have to say it. You don't have to walk in and say, I'm here to listen. It emanates from your being. And they just go, oh. Brick, brick, brick.
Yeah, it all melts away.
It all melts. It all melts. And then you can flip it. And if you want to be heard, start listening. Because then everyone is open to listen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
We
so
try.
beautiful. So beautiful. I mean, listen, the most impactful things are usually really very simple. Now, they're not necessarily easy. They're not
Easy.
easy
There you
to
go.
come to that. They're
Yeah.
not easy
Yeah.
to put into practice. Like me, I'm continuously saying, don't take things personally. But at
Mhm.
the very least, the seed has been planted, which is so brilliant. And now I have another, which is like till the ground before you even plant the seed with what's your intention? If my intention is to listen, then I absolutely love that. And it can be put into place
Thank you.
with absolutely anything, right? Even just
Anything.
going out and
Absolutely
driving
anything.
into the street. My intention is to arrive stress-free and completely peaceful. Then
Exactly.
then you will.
But right,
It's
it goes it filters into everything. It becomes this beautiful sort of, I would say, this lavender unicorn smoke. That infiltrates into everything.
the
I mean, it
scent of
does.
cotton candy.
Oh, yeah, the rainbow kind.
Oh
That's
my
the
gosh.
stuff.
Well, okay. Again, I love that this is the beginning point and people get to work with you and then expand on this to include even more into their lives. How can
Yeah.
people find you? How can
People
they
can
work with
find
you?
all of the above. Well, they can find me on Facebook. Just look up Anita Fordin Giese. That's my personal page, but I use that as people to get in touch with me. Friend me, DM me, do all the things. I'm on Instagram at anita.fordin. Also, easy, easy, easy. All my information on how to contact me is there. I did have a website, but found that challenging for people to actually reach out and find me. So I keep it simple. Everybody that I can think of goes on Facebook, or at least knows how to get on Facebook and navigate through it. So that is probably the easiest, fastest, most effective way to get me to listen. is to find me there, and let's start a conversation. That's
I
that's why
love
I'm
that.
there, is to just start a conversation. And pretty much you've seen my Facebook.
Mhm.
So you know what I put out there. So if you just find it and aren't ready to DM me or get into, just comment, open yourself up to listen to myself and what other people get on there to talk about with me, and just listen to it. Let it come in, let it wash over you. And I hope that someone out there gets touched by something, even if it's just a little don't. And if it touches you and helps you open up to the intention of listening, that's all I want. If one person can open themselves up to hearing themselves and listen to what's inside and allow their intuition to be heard, done.
You can make me cry. That was beautiful. That's a beautiful sentiment, and I will put her
Thank you.
social handles, I guess that's what they're called, social handles
That,
in the show notes so you can
yeah.
find Anita and connect with her. Connect with
Yeah.
her.
And now I'll be on nagarelife too.
Yes, you will. Yes, you
or spot
will. I mean,
or
assuming that this
mm,
worked.
if not, we'll have to do it again.
Listen, I have zero objections to doing this all over again and
And yeah.
to just doing another.
Yes. I mean, obviously, because, if you want to be seen, stop hiding. If you want to be heard, start listening. If you want to be understood, start understanding. Woo! There's a whole series right there.
Oh my God. Absolutely. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for
Thank
your
you for the
knowledge,
opportunity.
your love. Oh, thank you for your love. I so appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for, there's a lot of knowledge out there. I just hope I have enough wisdom for other people to gravitate to it.
I have no doubt that you do. Truly, I really do think that
Thank you.
I think we're in this moment in time where so many people are waking up to this who am I and why am I here and I want more out of my life and
Mhm.
what the hell is that? What is my calling? I think that so many people are waking up to self-identification
Sure.
that they will get, I don't know, sort of magnetized to the person that they resonate with. So for
I
all of
hope
the
so.
people who are wandering around like a little bit,
And
I don't feel
and
seen,
like
I don't feel heard, and
y
you know?
right, and who are asking all of these questions.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
answers are there. We just have to learn how to listen to the answers. That's what I'm here to do, is
Yeah.
help them learn how to listen.
So simple and yet so incredibly
So hard.
profound. Listeners, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Uh, Listeners, listen up and reach out to Anita. I know. Do you hear me? Are you picking up what I'm throwing down?
Testing, testing.
Testing, testing. Give Anita a follow. Follow her on Instagram. Follow her on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then reach out to her because she
I'd
really
yeah.
is a wonderful wealth of knowledge and a beautiful guide if you're trying to figure out who you are and how you can best show up in this world. I don't think you can find a better coach.
Thank you so much. I look forward to hearing from anyone and everyone. And thank you again, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Oh, my honor. Till next time.
Ciao, ciao.
Thanks for being here with me, listener. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. And if you did, please consider sharing it with someone else who may enjoy it. My intention here is to inspire, empower, and help us all learn. So be sure to click that follow button for more holistic tips, inspiring conversations, and Reiki-infused meditations. One more thing before you go. Check out the Instagram handle @nagarelife.